it's MK and I am back with my third and final layout for Not Just for Boys Kit Club. This was so fun, you guys. I just enjoyed taking these products and using them to their fullest extent and trying to think outside the box other than just using them for, for what they are. I don't know. I guess I could have done that. But anyways, I'm just showing you guys really quickly the supplies that I pulled out for this particular layout. I'm going to try to do a 2-page layout. I kind of sort of explain that, not really explain it, but show you guys that at the end of showing you all of these supplies. And because of the kind of like peachy pink color tone that I have chosen, I'm going to try to throw in a little bit of yellow using these awesome little brads. I am for sure going to be backing this relaxing cut file because it's going to be part of my title. I would love to use these window frames or Polaroid frames by Heidi Swapp. I've got my photos, and then these are the papers that I have chosen. This Honey and Spice by Heidi Swapp. It's almost kind of like a leopard print with some, are they swallows? Like birds on the other side. And then Amy Tangerine's Brave and Bold I will be pulling in as well. I have this gorgeous wood grain that is, I think, Heidi Swapp. Oh yes, Heidi Swapp Carefree. And it's got that collage on the other side, but I'm definitely going for the wood grain, you guys. And then I have this gorgeous ledger paper that has a slight distressed look on it. And it is Maggie Holmes' Garden Party. All right. If I wouldn't have shown that, I would have known any of that stuff, you guys. And then here's where I am going to be pulling 2 white pieces because I'm going to be doing a double layout. First thing I'm going to do is get started by cutting up all of my papers, but I also pulled out some of my own supplies like a border punch that's kind of got the notebook edge on it, as well as a ink pad and stamping block for my circle design. Now, instead of using the side that has the lines on it, I'm going to use the opposite side. So I basically just want a distressed circle look. And I absolutely love this, how this stamps out because it's kind of shaded on one side, but not on another. So it almost looks like a 3D sphere. I think it's pretty cool. If I don't say so myself. And then I don't mind that I didn't get a full impression at all because I'm just going to use my 2.5-inch punch, which is a little bit smaller than the stamp itself, but that's okay. And I still get a little flat edge on one, but the way that I tuck them in, it'll be okay. So I'm going to work on this cut file first, but when I realized, I started putting the glue down, and then I realized that I don't like the letters overlapping the way that they do. So I'm going to take a hot minute and decide what letter do I want in front of another letter, and then trim away the portion of that other letter. And then it kind of looks more like a welded word to me instead of overlapping letters. I don't know. It's just, it's the way my brain thinks, and it's more appeasing to my eye looking at it like this instead of seeing the words, the lines overlapping. I don't know, you guys. It's my OCD. That's it. And then I did not want to forget the inner pieces of my letters this time. So I'm making sure that I'm gluing those in right away instead of waiting at the end like I did my very first layout. And then I'm going to take a hot minute to trim this out. Actually, I'm going to take the border off first, so that way I don't cut out the border because it's a pretty cool design too. Then I'm going to trim it out, and I don't make you guys watch me do all that fussy cutting. Not at all. So then I'm going to cut off some of my border strips, all the border, like, are they border? No, branding strips. That's what they're called. I'm going to go ahead and take a few minutes to do that. I know that I want to use this entire wood grain piece on my background. So I'm going to put like 2/3 of it on one side of the layout, or on one side of the 2-page, and 2/3 and 1/3 on the other side. And then I'm just going to really quickly cut down some 4x6s for my photos, and I trimmed those down 1/8 of an inch too small, so that way I have teeny tiny itty bitty little border going around my photos just to help them pop off the page. But I love having this dark like teal or or turquoise or whatever color that is, especially on that very pale wood grain. It looks really good. So then I'm just going to randomly put my papers down and my photos. That it's just me and my daughter kind of horsing around. You can barely see my son in the background too. He thinks that we're just nuts. This is back in the day when, it was just the two of us, or well, I should say the three of us. And just having fun. We didn't hardly have any furniture in the house. And so we took full advantage of our hardwood floor, by dragging each other across it, because that's what people do when you don't have any furniture or any carpeting in the way. So, anywho, I do want to use this washi tape that also came in the kit, and I basically just took it and tore it in half, and it's going to give me that contrast that the wood grain is kind of sort of missing. Plus it also gives me a guide of where to glue my paper down. And then I'm going to take this the notebook punch and punch off a border that makes it look like I ripped this ledger out of a notebook. So I thought that was pretty cool. It's a pretty cool idea. And I'm going to make this one go on the left-hand page. And then I will cut another one for the right-hand page. But this one won't have any numbers or anything. It's just basically matching the color on the other side is all it is. Yep. So, and I want to make sure that the ledger lines are even. And so I try to trim down both sides of it. And then I thought that maybe the numbers would show up a little bit better if I put it on the right-hand page. So I decided to change that up just a bit. And then I'm going to take this larger ledger piece and put it on the left. Okay, after I clean up my mess. Next up is going to be that animal print. I don't even know if you would call it an animal print. I'm not really sure. But I'm just going to use little strips of it. Again, it brings out a contrast because of the fact that it is kind of sort of in the same color realm as the other peachy pinks that I'm using. And in the wood grain, if you look hard enough, there is this darker peachy color along with the lighter peachy color. Now you can see it in the like the grooves of the wood grain. I know I'm getting way too technical, but it's there and they coordinate. So I was just trying to bring in that contrasting color just like I did with the black. So, and I brought the black in because it's in this pattern paper, basically. So, and then I'm going to see where my title goes because it is going to be a rather large title. I want to make sure that I have room for it. And then I'm going to start tucking in some of my circles, but I don't want to get too crazy because nothing is glued down as of yet. Okay. Yeah. And I'm also going to take this little sticker that I had received. It's got this cute little note on the back of it. And it's going to be part of my title as well. So I love tucking in this little sticker and making it part of my titles, and just seeing what I can come up with because, sometimes what me and my daughter end up doing, it's most people would think that only boys do that, like this rough housing in the house type thing, which I'm yelling at my children all the time not to do now that we've got a fully furnished house. I hope they never see these photos. So I decided that my single photo on the left-hand page kind of sort of needs a larger photo mat. So I'm going to use the bird picture or the bird paper, or the bird side, I should say, as my mat because I like that dark black contrast being brought back in. So there's just going to be little highlights of black, my daughter's black shirt, the black washi, the black in the print, things like that. Just tiny little pops of black here and there. And I think it makes the layout. I think it helps with the layout. And then I'm going to go and look at all of these Heidi Swapp little, I don't know, are they Polaroids? Is that what you would call those? Well, then I realized that they're folded in half, which I thought was really weird. I would not know how to use these folded in half, you guys. In all honesty, I have no idea what these were even, what the intention was for these. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to tuck one in and have it sticking out from the bottom of my, kind of like halfway under the photo and halfway over the photo, if that makes any sense. But I didn't want to cut off the backing piece. So I thought, well, what can I do with this? So I'm going to try to tuck it behind the photo. And then that way it looks like a piece of paper, an extra piece of paper going across my photo, like I intended it to. But then my idea on the right-hand page doesn't really work very well. So it did work for the center photo. It definitely worked there. And then, but the third one didn't really, it doesn't work very well for what I had intended. This is definitely not what I had envisioned when I was creating this layout, in all honesty. I wanted the frames as frames and then have them tucking around my photos. So, like smaller frames and things like that. But it didn't work that way, which is okay. I'll get over it. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. And then once I finally figure out how I am going to get, that I'm happy with all of my papers, I'm just going to start gluing everything down. Basically, how you saw it is how it is going to go in place. I do overlap my papers onto the washi tape just a little bit, not a whole lot, but just a little bit. So that way, if I put the washi tape on a little bit crooked, the piece of paper hid that, because nobody's going to tell if it's really that crooked because of the torn edge. But on the edge that it's butted up to, you could see the gap if there was one, which I don't remember if there was or not. Probably. And then I'm just trying to remember where everything went in order to put it all back. Now, the R and the L and the E from relaxing are going to cover up the words Kit Club, because I just want the words not just for boys. So, and then I'm going to use the P13 little blue alphas that I had received in the kit as well. I'm going to use those to fill in the rest of my title. So, but right now, what I'm trying to do is get everything laid down the way that I had remembered it. And the more that I keep doing this, the more I keep pushing my layout down. Like I didn't leave enough room for what I was intending. So I just kept pushing the layout farther down and farther down, but it's okay. It ends up actually working in my favor for what I wanted, to do. So, and pulling out these uber super cute little, what are they called? Paper clips. I absolutely love these paper clips, you guys. They are so adorable. Finally committing to my photo and how I liked all the pieces arranged. Yep. And then I finally put it up some too. Not very much, but just a little bit. And I already glued the word relaxing to this little sticker. So now all I have to do is take the back off the sticker. And I get to keep my little note too. It's a twofer. Anyways. Added a little bit of glue because there's not going to be a whole lot of dimension on this layout, but there is going to be some because of the little buttons that I'm using. Those buttons are the neatest little things ever, you guys. They're so cool. And then making sure that everything is straight, I'm going to add the sticker and the relaxing part, and I haven't done the alpha just yet. Just thought that I was going to put these buttons on, and then I realized that I can't put the buttons on because I have one more thing with the sequins that I want to do. All right, so the rest of the title, it's actually going to read Not Just for Boys, Type of Relaxing. So to me, every time that the boys want to come in because, they're exhausted or tired, then they end up relaxing by wrestling on the floor. And that's exactly what my daughter enjoys doing as well. Well, she did when she was littler. I think she was 15 in this one. So not so little. But yes, when she was a little younger than she is now, this was her type of fun too, is she just liked to pick on mom and do all those weird things. So I am going to take the inner circle of my tear and tape roll and use it as a guide so I can put my sequins around in a circle. And then I have more circles added to my layout. Now, if I was thinking, I probably would have done even a smaller one, a little bit up and to the left of my gray circle as well. Went through the sticker sheet and pulled out all of the things that coordinate with my colors. So on the peachy pink side and this dark, I don't know what you would call that color, but that darker color. I was definitely looking for that specific color. And then I found this really cool sticker. I don't remember what it says, like my type of happy or something like that. And I decided I was going to use it on the right side, because if I used everything on the left, then I wouldn't have enough to use on the right. So that is something that I keep forgetting about as well when I make a 2-page layout. Is I don't designate which pieces go on the left and right. I just make one page and then I go to the next page, in all honesty. And because of the chaos that we are creating, I decided I didn't want my photos to go straight across the layout, and so I was perfectly happy with that. And now I'm lining up that second frame just underneath my photo, just to make it look like it was a piece of paper stuck underneath my photo. I did not want it to I didn't want it to look like a frame, and I didn't want it to look like I guess I just wanted it to look like a solid piece. That's it. That's all I wanted to do. I'm debating on using a third one up at the top, just so that way everything is in threes and they're just not random, but I don't think I use it at all. Nope, I don't. I put it back. And I finally commit to my photos, trying to figure out where I want them, because I do not want them to go in a line, but I also don't want them to go in like a pattern either. I wanted them to look like they were totally random. That's it. Yep. Tucking some circles in and around my my layers. I can't think of the words, you guys. I apologize. There's nothing funny about it, but I just can't think of the words. So trying to figure out where to put my last 2 circles, because I do only have 2 circles for this layout, and it just nowhere seemed right. So I have this other circle right here, this smaller one, that actually is my glue dots holder dealio dispenser thing, and I'm going to use the outside of it instead of the inside, but I can't decide where my gray circle looks the best. If I put it above my first photo, then the 2 gray circles stick out like sore thumbs. If I put it where I originally wanted it, then my sequins circle will be overlapping it, and I really didn't want that. I wanted my sequin circle to be the 3rd circle to do. And then I'm just basically putting a dot and then a sequin and then a dot and a sequin, and then I wanted it to look like it went under the photo, like the photo was on top of it instead of it go on top of the photo. And then I settled for my gray piece as soon as I pick up all my sequins. I settled for my gray piece to go down to the bottom right. And then I'm going to fill in the gap with a circular sticker that has the same peachy pink color all around. Now, some of these, what are they called? Oh my gosh, I forgot again. The paper clips were really, really hard, like they were really stiff. And so I just had to use my scissors to kind of pry them open a little bit to be able to get them to slide underneath my papers and my photos and stuff. So I cut that. It says my piece of paradise. That's what it says, not my type. I cut it in half, and I put half of it on top of my 3rd photo and the other half underneath my first photo. So that way I've got a twofer. And then this one here says time flies, because it does, I mean, this seems like it was just yesterday to me, but it's not. Trust me, it's not. And then I'm just looking to see if there is anything else. I still haven't added any of my twine, but in all honesty, I think I forget about it. I did find a tiny word sticker that I would like to add. Yep, there I am. I'm putting everything away. I have decided that that is enough because I feel like with all the sequins and everything, it's all busy enough. And here it is. I am all done. All of my buttons have been put on with just some glue dots. And there is my title. I absolutely love it. Yes, I do. And so Anyways, I just, when you look at it as a whole, I see 5 buttons instead of 3 on one page and 2 on another. So if I was to have added another button onto my right page, then I would have saw 6. And in my brain, I like the odd numbers. So anyways, be sure to check out the Not Just for Boys Kit Club website. They have some amazing product, you guys. And it's beyond the flowers and the pink and the girly stuff, you guys. Seriously, go check them out. Be sure to check out their Facebook group as well, because they have some amazing designers that design for them every month with all of their different types of kits that they have available during that month. Anyways, I will check you all later. Bye.